Jupiter, Chiron, Mercury, the moon, sun, all in Aries, trining Lilith and Leo. What does it mean? Welcome to my channel. I am the Mad Medicine Woman with good reason. Check out my story, The Rapture Begins in Detroit, and the comeback story, Sovereignty is Up. So, this is a portal. This is the essence of initiation that is Aries, combined with Mercury, which is the higher rulership. I'm not a fan of the term rulership. Carry Aries essence, Mercury. Nobody speaks about the connection between Aries and Mercury, but the higher mind or the right brain is associated with Mercury, who is the messenger of the gods. And we associate mass media communication with Mercury and Aries. Jupiter conjunct Mercury, the sun, Chiron, this moon is going to expand and exaggerate everything, which makes it that much better for initiating new beginnings, new starts. This is an energy that will be received quite well by taking action. You will have rewards or your harvest come back to you for what you initiate and begin sowing as of now in the spring as we initiate the new astrological new year. What? This is huge. What does it mean to have all these planets in Aries? Why is this a portal? Even trining Lilith and Leo. And also Princess Diana is hanging out at 14 degrees of Aries as well, who is the protector of women and children and women at childbirth, the warrior, the leader archetype, leader archer. She also has a tie to the lesbian culture. I'm not sure. I'll have to study more about that. So Jupiter, Chiron, Mercury, and the sun, the moon, our emotions. Chiron is the wounded healer. So everything that we've been working through, our spiritual journey, why do things happen to us? Why are we born in such circumstances? Overcoming our circumstances, being able to speak about our story and overcoming our circumstances. Jupiter expands spontaneously and irresponsibly in Aries. Aries is very quick to action. Sometimes we don't have a lot of forethought before our actions. Natural optimism is glorious, if not always realistic. Jupiter tends to expand. He likes to not exaggerate, but likes to dream big, I would say. He likes to think of the potential, all about potential. Believes freedom of action leads to truth. Projects may go incomplete, but make advancements. Aries is better about starting things than they are maybe finishing them out. They plant the seeds of the ideas. Maybe they're better planters than the harvesters. Like seeds bursting out of a pod, this energy is going to be like. This energy may be oblivious to danger. Aries is the powerful promise of the innocent newborn lamb, the potential. Again, that potential idea. Mercury in the sun has attractive optimism, bravely overcomes, again, especially that Aries, that action-like, martial-like, warrior-like energy. Chiron in our first house may have something to do with our appearances. Some of us may have very physical scars, or maybe we're having our glow-up season. Mercury in Aries communicates quickly, sometimes thoughtlessly, very individualistic, sometimes undisciplined. Aries also represents the newborn, the beginning of the zodiac, so it's very infant-like, very wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, excited, but also cardinal and directional, that it wants to move forward. Sometimes we can speak and make decisions without thinking or exaggerate with this Jupiter and Mercury in Aries. Sometimes we don't quite get to our plans. Jupiter, the Piscean Jupiterian aspect with Jupiter, where we can make or have all these ideas and dreams of what we want to accomplish, and we may not get to all those plans and ideas. But they're all great ideas. They may all be great ideas. Maybe some not, but we may not be able to get to all of them. But Jupiter is a source of fresh hope, and this portal and this energy coming through that we can use and take advantage of. Spring and the seasons, and why the Bible speaks about the seasons, because it's not to be taken literally, it's literary and symbolic, and there's a great deep astrological interpretation of the Bible that we are to work by the seasons, and you do reap what you sow. So springtime and this initiation of this new year and this astrological new year does matter. Aries is strongest when tempers action with intelligence. Again, that Mercury, that higher mind, the studious part of our mind, the merchant also that can make money but can communicate, mass media communication. Or Aries can leave behind a trail of faded enthusiasm. The moon is also in Aries, and conjunct to all of these planets may be assisting us with the uncomfortable contemplating emotional judgments that Aries doesn't really like to involve himself in too much. They got to stay strong. They rise to the challenges, or dare to rise up to the challenge. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Again, reaping what we sow. That risk and those new experiences, the freedom that we get from having new experiences, taking risks, betting on ourselves, that individualistic idea of Jupiter and Aries, our own self-improvement, our self-growth, our self-development, very much in favor of our studies and what we like to study. And ideas come, we make plans to sustain the enthusiasm, but execution of those plans are something different. So those boundaries of all that we can do and dreaming up, not things that are going to discourage us when we can't accomplish those big, big dreams, but keep our dreams realistic so that we can check off some real boxes and make some real progress. And these planets in Aries have a give it a go energy. They're good at sales, sports, competitive, challenges, new ideas to execute on, taking action, especially with Mars moving forward and Mars being able to get unstuck. Mars has almost been behind a year now that we're almost getting into our Aries, Taurus, Gemini season again. The first labor of Hercules was to capture the man-eating mares that belonged to King Diomedes. With help from friends, Abonovis, approaching Diomedes' palace, Hercules ran ahead, while Abdanaris was too weak to handle them alone. He was trampled by the mares, leaving him wounded. And when Hercules noticed and returned to the task, the mares had killed his friend, and his friend had laid dead. The moral of the story being, don't take your eyes off the ball, complete the task. Why we may need Taurus, that brings in those fundamental practices to get things done, teaches patience and consistency. Very exciting. Stay the course, take action, use this enthusiasm, use this time. Don't let the energy fade. Don't let the enthusiasm fade, because it will if you don't take action. This is why we call it this energetic portal. Make use of this energy. All right? More on this to come. MadWoman out. I was also learning about this Jupiter-Chiron conjunction and safety laws, and how putting safety laws into cars, travel, airlines even. So maybe there'll be parameters, possibly restrictions on social media and what we're allowed to speak on social media, I could see, especially with Pluto in Aquarius, Saturn in Pisces putting restrictions, or maybe having consequences to expressing some of those deeper beliefs. I was listening to Pam Gregory, astrologer, talk about an asteroid at 2 degrees, Lalakoonua, I believe is a Hawaiian term, but spoke about these birds that were close to Earth, that were guardians of the Earth, that were teaching others how to return home. And this idea of creativity that is to heal and save the world too as well. Aries and creativity, these initial sparks of ideas, the creator. Something to think about. I hope you'll share my story on seatbelts and my fight with even flow car seats, my son trapped in the car seat while I was on fire and our Buick exploded and my whole life changed. Please tell my story, why I see my signs, and I really appreciate it. Constructive Interfere down below your thoughts and your studies and what you found on these Jupiter, Chiron, the wounded healer, all of this initiation in Aries and the spring equinox and your findings, what else we can share with each other to see the signs and keep going, overcome our circumstances, and be the warrior that Aries is calling us to be. So, love and light. Appreciate you all for liking, sharing, subscribing my story. Peace and love. MadMedicineWoman out. MadMedicineWoman. This is Constructive Interference. I appreciate all your constructive interference, how astrology has changed your life, how you see your signs. I want to know. I love when other people see the signs. When I read tarot for people, let me know how you're seeing the signs. It's Constructive Interference. I'm Mad Medicine Woman. Thank you for your support. Love and love.